Hi everyone. Behind me there is a fish in a net breeder. That is my Dalmatian Molly. She has not eaten for a week, so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna move her over to a net breeder and see if she eats. The first couple of hours, she was not. I mean, hours. What am I kidding? The first half an hour ish, she wasn't eating. Um, and then I think like an hour or two later, um, she had her fin up. So I'm like, let me try again. And the only way this fish basically survived a week was because she was eating um, off the bottom of the aquarium, which is normal, but this is how most mollies die when they don't get fed enough. So I'm like, fed enough. I'm sorry. Fed enough. So I'm like, okay, let me move her. I don't want to move her yet. I'm gonna give her roughly about a week. If she doesn't eat, I give or take, I added in fish Sunday, and then I added in the fish before the week before ish, kind of. So I've had fish in this tank or repeatedly adding fish, and that's uh, taxing on the tank because of pH and all that stuff. But I had to do something that was going to help the molly. So my goal now is to grow this molly bigger. Hopefully she continues eating. Hopefully she doesn't die. She's still doing her thing behind a wall of plastic, essentially, where the male can't get to her. Actually, I don't know if you can see, I think that's him. It's not um, it's not the yellow one that's going after her. It's the one, like, it's not the small yellow one, it's the one right there by the, or down, I'm trying to find her. Hang on, or him. So it's one of the balloon mollies that's actually going after her and chasing her away from the food. She wants to eat, so she's still healthy. Don't worry. As far as I know, there's no um, parasite or anything because obviously we all know if there's a parasite, fish die within a couple days. This fish is full and healthy. She's just extremely shy. And not that aggressive. So if you put her in with any other, like if you put her in with weak mollies, like weak, aggressive mollies that aren't too aggressive, she should be okay. But being that every molly in there is aggressive and the only like these males are highly aggressive, so if I was to get a male that wasn't that aggressive, she may be okay, but because these males want to breed with these females and the ratio's off, which is okay too, obviously, nothing else is happening right now. That could be because of the ratio. She's still in the tank, she's still alive, so the males know that she's in there. That should not change besides the aggressiveness of things. They should not create a pecking order unless they see that she's dead. So, that's the only time I believe that they create a pecking order, but I could be wrong. Um, and I'm like, you know what? This fish is either gonna die or she's gonna get sick and die, or she's gonna get beat up by one of the males. So I'm like, you know what? The best thing to do, grow her bigger, feed her, because I was reading up on the fish and how this works, the pecking order, and the weakest fish doesn't eat enough and basically dies. So I'm basically giving this fish a chance. Yes, it is a smaller environment for it. I do not plan on moving her right now until I know she's fully grown. I do have another net breeder that could put her in if she does start getting stressed. Right now, she's not showing any signs of stress or anything. I do plan on possibly putting her in a bigger net breeder, but I believe a 6-inch molly can fit in there, because that's big enough to breed a mollies. So, I don't know if I'm gonna keep her in there for that long. I just want to make sure she's a little fatter, plump, and bigger enough to defend herself, where she's not feeling like she's being attacked or anything by the other male. Or wait until one of the males dies and then add her back in. I'm not going to leave her in there, obviously, when I'm breeding her, or if I do plan to breed her. I just want her to feel safe and comfortable in the aquarium, and I don't want to, per se, bring her back, because now if I was to get another one and the other one was aggressive, then I'll be going through the same thing that I was going through with the with the only female I had, and she's really fat. I did try feeding them all the money, all the one do everything, so it's just that one female. She is eating, thank God. And I am feeding her pellets, and she is picking them off the ground, as you can see now. Which is really good, actually. So she's no longer, she knows that male can't get to her now, so that's why she's eating. If she does get plump, I may or may not try to introduce her again. We'll see how she does. The only time I probably would take her out is because of she's getting stressed. So if she's getting stressed in there, I may take her out and try to reintroduce her. But I'm not trying to stress her out in there. She's more stressed out in the tank than she is in there. So that is a big enough container for her to be in as of now. Obviously, I could bring her back to the pet store, but it's gonna be either in my tank or the pet store tank, and the pet store gets multiple fish, so they're not going to essentially put this fish in a pecking order, let it go through its thing, and the fish I have in my tank may be less aggressive than the fish that she's going back with, especially if she's used to a smaller group of fish and they put her into a bigger group of fish. So, depending on how she does, we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you guys updated as usual. Thank you guys for watching my channel, and I will see you in the next video. And of course, all these videos are probably going to be posted depending on how this molly does. So, this is just basically an update on mollies and how that fish is doing at this point. So I would probably want to put that into one video rather than like full separate videos, if that makes sense. So thank you guys for watching this, and I will see you in the next video.